Dave, how much do you look forward to a pitching matchup like this with Buehler and Morton on the hill tonight?
Yeah. I guess I'm a fan, and I no, certainly I do. With Walker, and Charlie he's been a big game pitcher. He's very seasoned, very got a lot of experience, pitch well, as is our guy. It's going to be a really good one. Run's going to be hard to come by. They both compete. I know we're going to have a plan for Morton. It's probably going to be the guy that executes the most and, get the hit when we need it.
What did you learn from facing him when he was with the Astros, and how do you get the better of him tonight?
It's different. I think that he makes pitches when he needs to. I think he's evolved as a pitcher. There's more four seamers in there. There's a back foot slider to lefty, and he's not just kind of the sinker slider guy that he used to be, throwing more curveballs than he used to. So different pitcher, just more kind of he's grown as a pitcher, evolved, but that compete. So yeah, it'll be interesting tonight.
Austin behind the plate again to catch him. What do you like about that tandem?
I think it's just there's a lot of variables. I think one is just making sure we keep Will fresh. I also like Austin with the rapport that he has with Walker, just the rhythm, and also just to kind of get him in there, get Will. It's kind of a good situation for all of us.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next question is from JP Hoornstra. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, we've seen the same relief pitchers. Hey, Dave, we've seen some of your same relievers enter the game in different innings, in different situations, sometimes when you're ahead, sometimes behind. Is that because you're thinking about these guys as changing sometimes from game to game? Or is this bullpen just so flexible that, say, Dylan Floro, for example, can face three completely different hitters in different game states on back-to-back
nights? I think it's the bullpen is very flexible. I think they're very talented, and to be able to use guys in different spots of the order, different runs, to feel like our guy is still a good matchup, I think it's important. I think that with Dylan and Victor specifically, I just wanted to get them back out there after I don't think that we saw their best, in game one. So I want to get them back out there in game two, and they both look really sharp. But I think with all of our guys, just their openness to pitch whenever called upon is huge.
Is that different from years past in terms of the openness?
I just think it's something where the culture of a bullpen of roles and kind of doing away with those is something you got to have those conversations. It takes time. And I think to break down those walls, to have guys just kind of take down whatever part of the lineup that is asked upon of them is the most important.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question is from Dave Waldstein. Go ahead.
Hi, Dave. You've spoken in the past about Manto's advice to you when you were younger about kind of slowing things down, and I gather it's something you still do. And in what way? Do you still use that technique, and how important has it been to you?
No, I think it's very important. I think certainly experience helps. I also think that having a lot of good people around me, and you're going through a lot of scenarios and possibilities, and most of them don't play out. But just kind of seeing a lot of different ways the game can play out, and also most importantly, knowing your players. So I've been around these guys for quite some time, and you get more familiar with what they can't do, and certain expectations. But certainly, in any moment, you just want to make sure it doesn't speed up on you.
Next question is from Jorge Castillo. Go ahead.
Dave, yesterday, Mookie and Cody were named finalists for the Gold Glove. Just wondering, how important has it been to have those guys? Obviously, they've made some great plays here, but just in this outfield in particular, to have those guys out there.
It's great. I think that it doesn't go obviously unnoticed. The real estate that they cover out there, whether it's making a play, saving a home run, which certainly impacts the game, but also just making plays to get the hitter out so the pitcher doesn't throw more pitches, and on the back end saves other pitchers. So and also, you look at the confidence that our guys have to throw strikes, because when the ball's put in play, it can be converted to an out. So man, the defense is it's all about team, and I just really appreciate those guys getting acknowledged for that.
How do you anticipate this ballpark changing tonight with the roof closed?
Yeah, we played with it closed this summer, and it didn't carry as much. So I guess from just past knowledge, it's just not going to carry as much. But that remains to be seen. We'll see.
Thank you.
Next questions from Ken Davidoff. Go ahead.
Dave, you played for three franchises that had longer droughts than 32 years, and obviously one of those you helped end the drought. Just wondering whether that has helped you now as a manager kind of deal with that, that narrative and that external pressure.
I think so. I don't think there was anything could be any more than what we dealt with in Boston. I mean, obviously with the Cubs, but I'm not familiar with that. That was a lot of burden to kind of inherit. So I think it's just more of understanding the great fan bases and what it means to them individually. So when you take on this job or you become a player of a particular organization that hasn't won a championship in quite some time, that's part of it. That's part of what you sign up for. So I just take it more of as passion and care from the fans, and I want it for all of us.
Thank you, Dave.
Next question is from Dylan Hernandez. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, just kind of curious here. Mookie, obviously his father has military background, and he was a big influence in Mookie's life. And obviously it was kind of the same with you. Just kind of wondering if there are any commonalities in personality or maybe the way you guys go about things that maybe could be traced back to that.
I think we're both very personable. I think that we're both like to serve others, like we're very friendly. I think another thing is we both understand structure, respect, gratitude, hard work. And I think that's where I got that from. So I know Mookie's parents, and I'm certain that's where he got it from. So, if I could be compared to him as far as character traits in any way, I think that's certainly a compliment. And there's a lot of similarities.
Thank you.
We got time for one more. Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead, Jack. Let's try Gabe. Go ahead, Gabe.
Hey, Dave, you've talked about, the kid gloves and whatnot with Urias and moving him along over the course of the years. I guess, how was it the challenge of striking the balance of his development versus what you guys needed from him specifically at the time, especially given all the starting pitching depth you've enjoyed over the years?
I think a couple things. Number one, Julio's openness to trust the organization and what's best for his career. And I think that for us as an organization to really actually do the best for him. And I think that, you can debate whether we were too careful with him. We didn't push him enough. But I do think that I appreciate from, the manager that, Julio's going to have a great career. And I do think that the foundation of taking care of him in his early years to allow him to go forward and have a great career years beyond being with the Dodgers, or if he chooses to stay at the Dodgers, I think that's a part of it. So that's not easy for an organization to do. So I just appreciate that he understands that whatever we did was the best thing for him in his career.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, everybody.